Hi, this is Neeraj, and welcome to the YouTube channel, The Inner Authority. In this channel, we try to help professionals, experts, and aspiring coaches share their wisdom and knowledge by not keeping it to themselves but sharing it to the public, either through coaching programs or by creating content. We are not a channel where I tell you how to create content. We are trying to inspire people who are stuck and who are choosing for some reason not to go out in the public and share their wisdom. And today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper on 5 types of people who are either stuck and not able to share content, and people who are able to share content. And we're trying to go behind the psychology of these people to understand why they behave in a certain way. Now, as you know, change is hard. Change requires a lot of consistent habit, but most importantly, what I have learned over the years is it requires 2 ingredients. One is the willingness to change, and second is willingness to learn. So if your willingness to learn is 10 on 10 and if your willingness to change is 10 on 10, you are definitely going to achieve that outcome that you are desiring within you. Now, what are these 5 people that I'm talking about? These types of people are behavior traits that probably each one of us have all 5 traits, or individual has one particular trait. And we're going to go dive deeper to see if you belong in. When you watch this video, you will know you belong to which trait. And in subsequent videos, we're going to share strategies on how to overcome being stuck and become a go-getter or a person who does not shy away from limelight or spotlight. So without wasting much time, let's dive deeper. First trait the person has is an absorber. Now, who is an absorber? Absorber is a person who absorbs everything. They watch a lot of YouTube content, they watch a lot of podcasts, they do a lot of courses, they read a lot of books, but they don't do anything about it. Now, why is that? The reason why they don't do anything about it is not because they don't want to, it's because they are stuck in a response that their nervous system has built for them. They absorb this content not because they don't want to implement it. They absorb this content because they have this intellectual need of information where they collect it and use it in circumstances where they find fit. And these circumstances are usually probably imaginary conversations or talking to a friend about what they did recently and what they learned and want to share about that. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with gaining this information, and there is nothing wrong with sharing this information. The problem is that you don't have the experience and the wisdom to share the information. A person who has wisdom and experience with sharing information has more credibility than the person who's just heard the information and sharing it to his either friends, family, or other people. And this need to feel intellectual or to feel smart about themselves is actually what is keeping them from exploring and applying the wisdom that they have just gained. So this category of people, they don't take risks. They do one thing and one thing alone, which is they keep on absorbing content, and they remain in an endless rut of content consumption. And these people become consumers. They don't become an implementers, or they don't take action on this content. So if you belong in this category, you will know, because there is other set of categories that we're going to talk about. Now, the second category of people, we call them as accumulators. Accumulators are slightly different from absorbers. So, an accumulator is like a librarian. They will not just consume content, they'll hoard it. So, if they're watching a podcast, they'll take notes. If they're watching, if they find something on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, they will save the post. They'll know exactly when to access this post or where to find this post. So basically, they are like their personal librarians. Whatever they've consumed, they have stored it in organized in a way where they have kept it somewhere safe. And this is not the only reason why they save the content. They save the content because they also have fear of missing out. They have the fear that if they do not absorb and understand the conceptual things about this concept, they are going to miss out on this opportunity. And they might never come across that knowledge again, which could be life changing. Now, mind you, these are also the people who want to implement changes, but they are not able to do so because they don't believe in taking risks. I mean, they want to take risks, but they are not able to take the risk. The fear of failure is too high. And that is why the best that they can do is hoard knowledge, store it somewhere, and not implement it. They want to implement it, but they are not able to implement it for some reason. And all of this behavior is very unconscious. You don't intend to start watching something to be not able to implement it. You do it to implement it, but then you end up not implementing it because that's your behavior and your nervous system response. In my subsequent videos, we're going to talk about more about these behaviors and why we do it on a neurological level, why we act in a way, in a certain way, and how we can change that. So we're going to share those strategies indeed, but today we are just going to find and identify the behaviors and spot them and see if you can identify yourself with that behavior. Okay, these people, as I said, are low risk takers. I'm talking about people who are accumulators. They won't take risks, much risk, because they have a certain response to failure and they don't want to go through that experience again of failing. So they don't take action. That is one big problem with accumulators. And all of this behavior is very unconscious, like I said. Now there is a third category which is known as the assessor. Now, an assessor is actually better in terms of implementation compared to an accumulator and an absorber, because these people are like explorers. They watch the content, they might take notes, they might even implement it, but they'll do it in a way where they want to test if this works or not. And let's say they do stumble upon something which works, they will not be able to commit to it. And the reason why they are not be able to commit to it is because they find their need for novelty is very high in their life. What do I mean by that? It's like, let's say I consumed one information and I liked it, I took notes, I implemented it, I know it works, but my brain and my nervous system is used to feeling good about new information or new thing or new concept that comes along, because the existing concept is exciting in the beginning. It's slightly, the excitement fades away slowly as you keep doing it, and after a point the excitement just fades away, and the dopamine rush that you get from a new thing is much higher compared to a thing that you're doing consistently every day. And this is why many people who take gym memberships, or many people who commit to do something, or start a new year resolution, they start it and they fully intend to keep it, but the intentions don't matter because they are wired in a way where they are not able to stay consistent with it. Why? Because they get bored. Boredom is nothing but shortage of dopamine, not getting the dopamine kick from a new thing that they're used to. So that's why they seek novelty, and that's why they are explorers. They are not someone you can rely on. They are not someone who will commit to a task and do it for years and years to come. And these people generally also don't get anything done. In a way, they don't cannot create a system from scratch and keep perfecting the system over the years to come. So these are assessors. And assessors, there's nothing wrong with assessing something, but the problem comes when you don't commit to it, and you don't, as a result, you don't become an expert into it. You do not become an expert or an industry leader or a thought leader into that particular field. So that's an assessor. The fourth category of people is actor. Now, who are actors? I'm not talking about actors who are either Hollywood or Bollywood actors. I'm talking about an actor as a personality trait who act on things, who implements. These are different from the first three categories that we mentioned. These people are decision makers. They decide something, they act on it, and all they care about is results. They care about results, they care about how fast they can achieve these results, they care about different attempts they can try to get these results. So these people are action takers, go getters. So if they join a certain program, how to be rich in 1 year or 90 days, they will have finished the course and implemented the strategies, and would also in turn explain what strategies worked for them and what didn't. Unlike the first three people who wouldn't even make it to the 90 days, probably. Or even if they do make it to 90 days, they won't be able to grasp in a way where they intend to actually accept the change that they want to. These people are decision makers, these people are quick, and these people accept change much faster at a much higher rate and are much more willing to learn, and that is the reason why they are actors. And the fifth category, which is the final category of people, are known as the authors. Authors, being an author should be your ultimate goal. Being an author is the ultimate goal for people who, we have dedicated this channel for people who have the ultimate goal of being an author. Now, what do I mean by an author? Now, author does not mean they need to write books. An author is someone who is creating their life the way they want. An author is someone who is a subject matter expert, who is a thought leader, who engineers success. They create opportunities for themselves. These people don't engineer, they don't create conversations, they don't have conversations, they engineer conversations, they engineer situations. Their moves are precise, their moves are impactful. They see the resistance coming from the external factors much sooner compared to people who could not even anticipate resistance, about compared to the other other types of people who could not even anticipate resistance. These are much higher even than actors, because they do act on the information, they do test waters, and they will end up becoming masters of what they do, and in turn start teaching other people on how to be masters. These people are established coaches already. And if you are an established coach, this channel is not for you, because we are trying to help people to get to the author's state or an author's mindset. So these people are extremely decisive, extremely sharp, extremely skilled. They know exactly what they want, they know how to get it, they know how to communicate. These people are what you should be aspiring to be. So we are going to talk about the mindset and the psychology behind all of these 5 types of people and why they act in a certain way and how you can change it in the next video. I appreciate your time. I appreciate that you watched this entire video. I'm really thankful. Please share it with your friends. Please share it with people who think they need to hear this content. And please subscribe, like, follow, and keep watching out for more interesting content around how to develop your inner authority. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.